Hola, muchachos.
Esportas español.
You like that? You like that? You like that? I like that. You like that?
You gotta like that, right?
You're listening to the Clubhouse.
At CHMR.
Hey, Joseph Star! Oh, get in the fast lane, Grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll. Take me to the dance. Kick up your heels. It happened. It happened.
Welcome.
I actually don't know what you said.
I don't. Think
I know you said Spanish.
I'm not even sure if that's correct Spanish, anyways. So we'll see. If you're
I don't
if you tuned into the right program, you have tuned into the right program.
Yes.
This is
the proper
Clubhouse
program
on CHMR.
We're actually here to talk about sports, not Spanish.
I think. Well, that was my best guess at Spanish sports.
I know I said hi.
Okay, well that works.
I said hello,
Katie. Okay, just wondering.
I was just
because for some reason. Oh wait, I can hear myself. I'm just underestimating Katie. That's all. But
never doubt me, guys.
We have big news this week in the world of combat sports. I don't know if you heard this, Josh, but
yes, sir.
Canelo Alvarez is facing Amir Khan.
Really?
Yeah. And that
I did not know this.
That happened completely out of nowhere.
So this is news to me.
Yeah. I enjoy that fight a lot. It seems like it's been a while since Amir Khan had a big fight opportunity. So that's going to be a good fight. It came out of nowhere because one of the main things they were trying to get, or the interest area was to get Canelo Alvarez to face Gennady Golovkin. But it seems as if, yeah.
Ooh, a lot of power there. I don't know what to make of it. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Amir Khan in a long time.
Mm-hmm. It seems like no one has. He hasn't. He hasn't been in high-profile fights in a while, really. He's been kind of.
Has he been knocked out a couple times?
Yeah, across his career. Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia disrupted his career.
Because he had. I think that's what it was. Because I remember when that happening, I was starting to say that he might have a bit of a glass jaw.
Yeah,
and that wouldn't be good if he's fighting Canelo Alvarez either.
No, that's true. And oftentimes people underestimate Canelo's power. The past couple of opponents for Amir Khan have been Chris Algieri, Devin Alexander, Luis Colazzo, and Julio Diaz.
And how many of those has he won? All of them?
All of them.
Yeah.
And well, actually, right before that was the Danny Garcia TKO in the fourth. So
wait, so Chris Algieri got to fight Manny Pacquiao, and then fought Amir Khan.
Yeah.
You think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah.
You think he would have built his name up, maybe beating Amir Khan.
Exactly right.
He ends up losing to Pacquiao and then losing to Amir Khan.
You'd like that because...
You like that.
You like that.
You like it.
You like that?
Okay, I thought I didn't have it prepared, but we do.
You always got it.
Each week I get progressively better at sound drafts, or at least I try. I make an effort to. But looking at those opponents that I mentioned to you, Chris Algieri, Devin Alexander, Luis Colazzo, Julio Diaz.
Yeah.
None of those, if you were talking right now,
oh no,
that's not really a tough schedule for the past couple years to prepare yourself for Canelo.
No, the only name that I recognized off of that was Algerian. It was because he fought Manny Pacquiao.
And Devin Alexander,
I do recognize Devin Alexander too.
Yeah, he was a champ a couple years back, and he was actually a prominent figure. He was a Southpaw coming up. Mm-hmm. Him and Tim Bradley had a fight that was really highly anticipated and was really ugly, actually.
I gotta say, I'm actually really excited for the prospect of this fight, because Amir Khan, the times that I've seen him fight, aside from when he gets knocked out, because I do feel like he does have a little bit of a glass jaw, but aside from the times that he does, he's fast.
So fast.
He's one of the fastest fighters I've ever seen. Like, he's like lightning.
So fast, and that's how he sort of built his career.
And he doesn't have much power.
Yeah, especially at the weight class he's at now.
But he
definitely has pop in his punches, though. If you watch the Algieri fight, was actually half decent for them trading back and forth.
But I feel like that's probably how he usually wins, is just by boxing someone and just hitting them more than he gets hit.
Decent footwork too.
Yeah, footwork's pretty good.
I can't remember what it might have been. The weekend when actually our Canadian boy Jean Pascal fell to Sergey Kovalev. Actually, pretty bad. He got that was a pretty brutal fight to watch. But in the undercard, I believe that was the place where this happened. But it might have been a couple weeks ago too. But Floyd was in attendance in one of the fights, and Amir was sitting right behind him. This could have been a basketball game either. I can't remember. But Amir was was chirping him from behind, saying like, "You need to fight me," and he said like, "Take a couple more fights, and maybe I'll come back to sport and fight you." So that probably means nothing, but like,
And you know, I know Floyd too. Like, he wouldn't do that.
no,
He wouldn't. He's just saying that to get him to stop talking the back of his head watching a sporting event.
yeah. Everyone was wishing that that would have been sort of Floyd's last fight because
To see someone with that much speed.
Yeah, it was always an interesting matchup. Everyone always, diminishes Amir Khan because of the glass jaw reasons, and because he's kind of a douchebag.
He is.
And but he is a good fighter, and it's hard to argue that. Like he's defeated a good few credible opponents, and like you said, he's obviously skilled in the ring. But this matchup, I am excited for this matchup.
Yeah.
And Canelo Alvarez, no one can.
I think Canelo's got
Now
it.
this is a stark contrast between Khan's record because I'm gonna read you out Alvarez's last couple opponents: Miguel Cotto, James Kirkland, Erislandy Lara, Alfredo Angulo, Floyd Mayweather, Austin Trout.
Yeah.
You recognize every single one of those guys.
Especially if you're a fight fan, you know every one of them.
Yeah. Now the biggest names there are Cotto,
And
Lara,
Mayweather.
and Mayweather, of course. And he lost to Mayweather. Everyone remembers that blowout. That was a very highly
remember watching
anticipated
that
fight. Very highly, and that was,
I had higher hopes for it.
I think everyone did.
I think it was too early. It was too early for Canelo to fight Mayweather.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Mayweather was just, I think he was still kind of in prime. And Canelo was still very young. He's,
I think
22
he was
years old?
Yeah, 22 or 23 at the time of the fight. I'm thinking 22. Like,
the same age as
think
me.
about that. Sit back and think about that. You are 22 years old, younger than me and you,
This guy headlines boxing promotions. And he's the
And-
same age as me.
and it's unreal, man. He's a superstar. He's one of those people that galvanize like a country.
And he's got a nickname.
Canelo. Hey, man, this is such a Spanish-themed show.
I know.
I love it.
Wait, it's Katie's at bat. Katie's at bat. What does Canelo mean?
Oh no.
Oh no. You got three chances.
Wait, what
three
does what?
strikes.
Canelo.
What does Canelo mean?
mean?
Is it a pastry like a cannoli?
Strike one.
You're wrong.
Is it Canelo? Is it a kind of? Apparently, I'm hungry. Is it a kind of spice?
Oh, you're on the right track. She's on the right track. That's a ball. That's a ball.
Is
Go on.
it cinnamon?
It's cinnamon.
She did it.
I
She
win.
got it.
So
That was the first of that bit. We've never done that before, but we've been
Yeah.
talking about it for a while.
we've been talking about building that bit up, and this is our first debut that kind of came out of nowhere.
I just thought it was really random. It just worked.
You're listening to Clubhouse at CHMR. We're going to come back, talk more sports with you guys. Stick around.
Are the most exciting sequences of plays.
You're listening to the Clubhouse.
You're back to Esportas
welcome
Español. How's it going, everyone? We have something special to talk about right now, and it's something unfortunate. But listen, it's a
Is it what I think it is?
yeah, it is.
It is.
It's a lesson learned.
Oh,
In-
this happened like 10 years ago. 15
Yeah,
years
maybe
ago,
more.
between that.
But I'm sure a few of you have seen this video floating around the internet. So let's give it a quick run over. What is it, Josh? What is it we're about to dive into?
When a
here?
poor soul gets their no, that's him right there.
It's a little teaser.
gets their big break to
Yeah.
read the news, and it just doesn't go so well.
Okay, so here we go.
Let's check out the highlights. Steven Jackson's David.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Reggie Miller's looking good. He shoots a three, and it's good.
He's
Later,
scouring
he
through
gets
his
the
notes.
rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
There it is.
The final scores ended up with the Pacers 63 to the Nets 61.
But yeah, that's great. And we also got a new soundbite out of it. So where's it to? I'm trying to find it here now. We got this one
Oh no.
Oh no.
and this one.
And boom goes the dynamite.
So we're gonna cherish those sound bites forever.
I just love the moment where it's just Like he just didn't care anymore. He's like, he's like, the heck with it. Like I'm dealing with this. I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
And then to Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller got the ball and he shoots.
What he does is
Reggie
like
Miller's looking good.
he waits until the ball gets into the first guy he recognizes on the court,
Yeah.
and
Reggie Miller's looking good and he shoots and it's good. It's my favorite one.
That's complete gold. I love that. You know, but we can't. I don't want to diss him too much because we were pretty nervous our first show too. I think.
Oh,
I was
definitely.
gonna say, come on, guys.
I don't know.
no,
I don't
I'm
know if
not-
we were.
I'm not picking on him.
No.
I just find it really funny. Like the things that he say just kill me.
It's just it's
Kudos,
unfortunate.
kudos to him for finish. Like,
Oh,
just
yes.
keep it
And
going.
kudos to him for making off that killer line.
Yes.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
That
That's
is
where it
his
came
broadcast line.
from. That's his.
What is the Blue Jays guy, Buck Martinez? Whenever the home run goes, it's like get out, ball, gone. Well,
Yeah.
now you got.
And boom goes the dynamite.
So there you go.
And we got a great soundbite out of it.
We have. I'll tell you something right now that'll be interesting to you, and I'm sure you had a look at already. The Toronto Blue Jays have released their new logo.
The Blue Jays have.
Sorry.
I got excited there. I was like, what is it, like new logo day or new logo week in Toronto?
New Toronto Sports.
Did the Maple Leafs release that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
Maple
actually-
Leafs
I'm
released their new logo.
googling it right now.
Actually,
I'm excited.
The Raptors.
It looks great actually. It's an old school callback.
It's a throwback.
I dig it, and I'm sure it's mostly what people were expecting anyway. It's kind of a fusion of all of them, really.
I'm glad they didn't go. I was watching. It was Brendan Shanahan talking about it, and he was saying he's like we didn't go. He was talking to the team.
Yeah.
I said he wanted to show them first, and it's when they released the logo. And he was saying we didn't want to go and hire a marketing PR team for it.
No.
we didn't want like some new hip
Nope,
to
that's-
cater to the millennials like.
No. Definitely not.
But something that I guess it was to call back to when the team was actually
That's what it is.
respectable, right?
It's a very subtle move by them, but it's kind of getting people pumped for new times.
Yeah.
You know.
It's cool. All the veins in it. Did you see it?
Yeah, if you look at it, it really harks back to the one they had in like the 30s and 40s.
That's what it is.
seems.
That's
like
what it
the
is.
30s to the 60s.
That's what they said.
40s to 60s, and it looks awesome. And I mean, really, when was the last time they won a cup? 63, if I remember.
67.
Oh, if I remember the Tragically Hip song properly.
Yeah.
Date that is burned into the brains.
The brains of
Toronto
all
sports
Canadians.
fans.
About it though, it's because, and they said that time was what they wanted to go back to because that was the time that it was most proud to
And
be
I mean,
Toronto Maple Leaf.
They've been in a rebuilding period for
A
God knows
while.
how many years
Well,
now.
they've only
But
properly started it the last say, year and a half.
I was gonna say it's been in the past year that they've really started making an effort to rebuild.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think it's a good idea to hark back to the
But do you know the little cool things about it? What they mean? Like they say like the veins on it.
Yeah.
If you count the veins, there's 13 veins on the top of it. It's
Oh,
for
nice.
all Stanley Cups.
cool.
They've won, and there's 31 points
Oh
on the
wow.
Maple Leaf.
That's
And
awesome.
for each point,
Yeah.
like all the points, the 31 points is to call back to 1931 when Maple Leaf Gardens opened,
All right. So
which is now a grocery store.
If you are following us on Twitter, which you definitely should be, and if you're not, it's at Clubhouse CHMR.
Yup.
And we just retweeted something for you, and it is
Yup.
the new Toronto Maple Leafs logo, as well as the new Marlies logo. So go check that out. Go give us a follow, and don't go creeping around on our Twitter page. Just follow it.
Yeah.
Don't just go to the page.
Who does that?
Who does that? Probably a.
Who does that? Anyway. So, the Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl.
Pro-
Tell us about it. You were going to tell me about something.
Yes,
something
no,
wacky.
there was
that
a really
happened.
funny. This is another video that you could probably tweet out. It's really funny. Just some of the antics. Now, as always, they're not in the playoffs anymore, so they're not in the headlines for actually being a very good team. But the Seattle Seahawks,
True, yeah.
the Seattle Seahawks were all in the headlines of the Pro Bowl. No, good for them, right? Like they made it far. They're good anyway. But
We just want to make your weekly.
I
shots
just
at the
like
Seahawks.
taking jabs at them, right? But it didn't stop them at the Pro Bowl. Russell Wilson won MVP for the Pro Bowl, and
We'll talk about more
yeah.
MVPs in a minute, probably
Yes.
after the break.
After the break, probably. But I'm gonna get to this funny moment when Richard Sherman decided that he really wanted to surprise Clay Matthews. This is Richard Sherman of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
To surprise Clay Matthews of the Green Bay Packers by trying to give him an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think I saw that on Twitter, but I kind of thought nothing of it. That's awesome.
It's really funny watching the video because you can see that Clay Matthews is utterly surprised and just kind of shoves him off.
Oh no.
And then they just kind of go about their business like nothing happened.
Yeah. There's now. Are we going to talk about this now, or should we talk about it after the break? The NHL All-Star. We have 8 minutes until the break. Why don't we
we
just
can talk about it now. Yeah.
Why not? So, what was the first thing we opened up the show with last week?
Oh, I can't remember.
John Scott.
John Scott. We're
Yeah,
talking about John Scott.
Congratulatory message to John Scott.
Congrats on being the MVP of the All-Star game. Now,
Go, John Scott.
the thing about this is you can look at it from face value. Like, if you didn't watch the All-Star game and you saw like the whole lead up and how John Scott was treated going into the All-Star game and this whole fiasco, and then the All-Star game happening, and then the headlines after being like John Scott All-Star MVP, you would think you'd look at it and kind of maybe take it kind of like in a way where it's just like, now it seemed kind of low because you're like, maybe the NHL just did it kind of like, you know, make it like, it kind of made him look like there was a certain image that kind of could have made him look. But if you actually watch the All-Star game,
He got 2 points, didn't he?
he did.
Yeah.
He got 2 goals, and you could tell like the team, everyone there wanted to play with him.
Yeah.
And they all went, and it was really cool how the players treated him. Like, you had to watch the All-Star game, and not only was it great for John Scott, but it was entertaining. That was the
yeah.
first All-Star game that I watched that was actually entertaining.
That's a very
in
good
my
point.
life.
'Cause I bet you, we were talking about this last week. How do you make it interesting? And you know how you make it interesting.
You offer the winning
is you
team
add
$1
a
million.
bit of
Yeah, add a bit of controversy and offer the winning team $1 million.
Did anyone else notice the Ice Caps Twitter handle? They changed it to @St. John Scott Ice Caps.
St.
I
John
thought
Scott
that
Ice
was
Caps,
the
yeah.
cutest
the actual
thing.
handle or the name of the.
The name,
Twitter.
like
Yeah,
the
the Twitter name was
That's pretty
changed
cool.
during the
St.
All-Star
John
game.
Scott
Yeah.
Ice Caps.
I loved
Good on
it.
him.
Yeah.
That's a good little
And-
PR move.
And they're officially selling John Scott Ice Caps jerseys, and I'm probably gonna get.
and they're gonna sell out.
Oh man,
Sure. And when he hits the ice in St. John's, people are going to be insane for him.
there's also
I really hope it almost boosts his confidence and just like maybe this.
I would love-
because he's not young, is he?
no, he's 30,
But
32.
it would still be
33.
great if this like boosted his confidence and like just elevated his game. That would be awesome.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
there a lot of people thinking that he already played his last game in the NHL, but I would love to see this
Yeah.
as like he could. You put him on the ice with some of the best players that he's playing against and with,
Yeah.
and you're playing with the best of the best, and he
after
still
a
managed
whole-
to score 2 goals on
After a
All-Star
whole
goaltender.
weekend like this. And I feel like we should be fair and talk everyone was obviously setting him up to get those points and make the story, right?
Yeah, but it's the
But
same.
you gotta I mean,
It's the same way in an NHL game when you have a game plan and be like, we're going to set this guy up.
Yeah.
Right? Get him the puck kind of thing. When you have a plan, you can carry it out, right? And I feel like John Scott can still contribute as a player.
props to the team, and it was good. It was just a good all-star sort of 2 days. It really worked out, I think.
I don't think I've ever seen a hit in an All-Star game.
Oh, that
until
was
John
good.
Scott played, and he hit Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
He hit him off the puck and then had a breakaway.
Yeah.
And it's like he scored on it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Didn't Kane come back and
He came back.
kind
And
of
they had kind of a play fake fight.
Yeah.
It was just really cool the way they all treated him too.
that is
like-
that is how you make an event interesting.
I
Yeah.
feel like it put it seems to have put some of the fun back in it because I feel like the All-Star weekend is just a chore. Like, none of the players really want to be there.
And they said that.
No one really wants to be there, but I think this added a new level of just like, no man, like, yeah, I want to play with this guy. He's whatever conspiracy happened within the NHL or didn't happen, whatever, it brought a bit of fun back into
Yeah.
the game, which I think was something that it was needed. I don't know how they're gonna continue to
Yeah.
the future
How do you continue
games.
that? But do you get another
That
person voted into the league?
I
But,
feel but all it had the 3-on-3 tournament had something to do with it too. Like the storylines helped.
Yeah.
I think the 3-on-3 tournament is going to make it a lot more interesting going out. But you got to have those storylines. It wasn't even just John Scott too. People forget that this was also definitely likely Jaromir Jagr's maybe his last All-Star game.
Yeah.
Nice hair.
And he didn't want to be there, but it was really cool how at the end of it, it just worked out to being Jaromir Jagr's Atlantic Division team.
Yeah.
In the final, like the final 3-on-3 game versus John Scott's.
Yeah, very cool.
team, and they went head to head.
And that's a good point. Like each team had a character to it, like had a story to it.
Yeah,
it was really.
And Jaromir Jagr tweeted after, he said I don't like to lose, but like he said that he was happy to lose to John Scott.
Yeah,
today,
participate in such a story,
and it was a wonderful thing.
And it's so great because he's apparently receiving career opportunities from this now. He's getting. I heard we mentioned it before. We were talking about it before the show that there's actually prospects of a movie being pitched to him. And that's an actual thing. Like, that's not someone joking around.
Everyone knows John Scott right now.
Yeah.
How long it'll last, whatever. But, like, everyone knows him now, and everyone's intrigued, and everyone thinks it's a pretty great story from the articles I've read and stuff. It's an awesome story, and I'm sure a lot of other NHL players have really awesome stories, and it's just nice that you get to hear one every once in a while, and it ends on, like, a happy kind of note. It ends well, and not...
He's not going to have trouble, though.
No.
After this is all said and done, after his NHL career is done, he's either going to get a job in the NHL or he's going to get a 9-to-5. And I think he's got a degree in like mechanical engineering or something.
Oh, really?
Like he's going to be fine.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no issue with like John Scott's future. He'll be fine regardless.
Yeah. But it's so awesome to see.
But it's just nice to it's nice to see the way he was treated.
And considering how dirty it was, like at certain points, like when we were talking about it
just
when it
seems so
first
sketchy.
happened.
Yeah.
Very sketchy, and like the league was trying to get him to pull out and all that kind of stuff. They're like saying, like, you shouldn't do this. What would your kids think? And saying that kind of stuff.
That's what lit the fire under him. Saying
Absolutely.
he wanted to go then.
It's like,
He's
you say that to me?
Who are you to tell me?
Yeah, what my kid and like
what my kids will be.
And it directs my life.
Should or shouldn't be ashamed of me for.
And at that point, that was where he was like, this is what my kids are gonna want to see me take opportunity or take advantage of this opportunity.
I'm wondering what they're going to do next year too with the if they're going to do the fan vote again, because if it went like this time, whoever the fans voted next year is going to be hilarious.
The way this one went, it would be smart for the NHL to just keep it the way it is, because this was a great All-Star game.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But you know that if they vote in someone that's insignificant, say air quotes insignificant, it's gonna get old after a while, and you're not gonna have the same big story. It's just gonna get kind of like it's not a way to sell an All-Star.
This isn't the first time it's happened anyway. Like last year, it was who was it? I can't remember his name. Gergensons.
Mm-hmm.
Gergensons from Buffalo.
Right.
But it was for him. He had I'm not sure if he's from Latvia. Don't quote me. It's a small European country in Europe. Mm-hmm. But they had the whole country behind him. And he got voted in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But that was the story of that, right? Like, I still think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it is kind of cool.
I can see that
if
it's not a bunch of people trolling a guy.
It's not always. I don't think it's always trolling.
No.
Now, mind you, John Scott was kind of that way. I think
it was.
It started with trolling, but it turned into a great story.
But I think everyone just kind of likes John Scott though too.
No, he's a fantastic dude. There's no reason not to like him. It's not like he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
No.
He has a great personality.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice dude.
Exactly.
I was saying last week that it happened to a guy in the NBA named Zaza Pachulia, and they pretty much only did it because of his name. They wanted to see the hashtag Vote Zaza.
Vote Zaza.
Right? And he's a good player, but he's not an all-star, right? There's people that should be an all-star prior.
Except there's always the ones that should be there.
To Zaza Pachulia.
That's what you think of too. It's like the ones that should.
Yeah, exactly,
should be
right?
there
Who
too.
are they replacing? I think that was the NHL's main point.
That was the thing too, because you think about it, and that is a good point to make. You're saying that John Scott's taking a place of someone like Sidney Crosby, who wasn't at the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even invited.
Yeah, that's the thing too,
right? Because Sidney Crosby had a horrible start to the season. Right now, I'm telling you right now, from here on to the end of the season, Sidney Crosby's probably gonna be the best player in the NHL.
Yeah,
he's already on a hot streak. He has scored a hat trick
for sure.
Hat trick last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the opinion of the players, like we said earlier,
they love
how many of them want to But in the past, how many of them actually want to go?
Yeah, I think now it'll be different because that 3-on-3 thing was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was so fun to watch.
Really quickly, did you see PK with the Yager hair, dressing up as Yager? That was cool.
It was actually really funny.
Nice hair, though.
There were just so many cool things to happen. That and Brent Burns as Chewbacca was so funny.
Yeah.
He's just making fun of himself because he always just looks so straggly. He's got the long hair and the big beard. He just put on a Chewbacca mask.
And he was all over. He was all over TSN Snapchat. He was like their ambassador of Snapchat for the time being.
People forget too that Brent Burns and he was on the same team as John Scott too. So there was when John Scott played in San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the whole thing. Like at the end of it, who was it? Who else on San Jose was in the All-Star game? I'm trying to remember now. It was Brent Burns and
I cannot recall.
Someone else, both of them teammates, and they lifted him up at the end of the game. You see, they had him on his shoulders.
So emotional, man. That is going to be a tearjerker of a movie. I guarantee you. But we're going to take a break
And who will they get to play, John Scott? Liv Schreiber.
You think? Hey, that's not bad.
It actually works perfectly if you think about it. Look at him.
Oh, yeah. That's actually pretty good.
And he's done a hockey movie before.
Yes, he has. That's what I'm saying. He has the skills, and he has the looks for it. So we're going to take a quick break, leave it with some Bedouin Sound Clash, and we're going to talk about some controversy in a minute.
Sounds good.
So stick with us.
And boom goes the dynamite.
You ain't heard nothing yet. Wait a minute, I tell you. You ain't heard nothing.
You're listening to the Clubhouse.
Want a quick throwback to last week, Josh?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm getting really sick of you!
He's just so mad. He's so mad.
I love that so
Like,
much.
have you ever experienced that when you were in school?
What, like someone getting
Just-
extremely mad at
Well,
another
when you're
kid?
a kid, yeah, when you're a kid,
Yes,
like just a
absolutely.
completely unreasonable, like a moment when someone as an adult, like, because usually teachers and TAs and like these people that are adults, like when you're in elementary school, are supposed to be role models. But every once in a while, one falls from the tree, like falls from grace, like a fallen angel, and just gets so mad about something.
Angel?
Yeah, and they just get so mad and lose it. I had one teacher. I'm not gonna name her name. She wasn't a teacher. She was like in our elementary school. Was like just like an assistant,
Like a TA sort of thing.
kind of, yeah. But she used to get mad about the most ridiculous things, and we all just used to make fun of her and stuff. Because
Get your water bottle off your
but
desk.
one time it was like that. It was because a bunch of us were just like, it was like a bunch of kids just going to the bathroom and jumped up and just tapped the top
Man,
of the door.
okay, why did kids do that? Why do you
I don't know, because you're just like, I want to do this. Like, I want to see if I could do it. Yeah,
I'm
cool, I can
24 and
tap
I
it.
still do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Katie.
I can tap it. So we did that, and she got mad. She got so pissed, and she was just mad. I'm like, well, and back then you just kept your mouth shut, and you're just like, I've been a bad kid. But now you think about it, you're like, screw you, lady.
Yeah.
Like, I did nothing.
Little Josh was like, what did I do? TA was like,
I'm getting really sick of you!
Just so mad. I'm getting like just losing it.
oh, that's a good flashback.
That's what we should ask them to tweet in. Their unreasonable role model teacher stories,
Why not? Clubhouse CHMR.
especially if they're sports related. That'd be hilarious.
Tweet us about your bad gym teachers.
Oh, buddy.
Tweet us about stuff you didn't want to do in gym and stuff you do want to do in gym, like the
Do
scooters.
you remember the beep? Do you remember the beep test?
The beep
The
test. Oh,
beep
yeah.
Had to do the beep
Test.
test.
The beep test.
Everyone had to do the beep test.
I always laughed at the beep test because you had to make it to a certain level, and everyone used to just like, except the super jocks, everyone would just go to the level that they had to get to, and then everyone
And then
would
just
just
stop.
like stop and walk to the side of the gym. And I think it was level 4, and then you'd have the dudes who would make it to like level 15, and you're like, how are you not dead?
Grade 10?
I would have fallen over.
You have to do it twice. One
Yeah.
at the beginning
Yeah.
and one at the end. I got out of both of them because the first one I transferred late into the class, so I didn't have to do it. And then I broke my wrist in the semester. Oh
no.
I think like the
Both
week.
legitimate reasons.
Yeah, the week before. Now, mind you, this was the week before, so I could have definitely run, but I just used it as an excuse. Like, I can't run, my wrist broke, and I was just gone. Like, I couldn't do it, so I was just like, no, and I got out of that too. So I just got it like full on passing grade 100% for not doing the beep test at all.
You can't do that!
Yeah, well, I did. I rewrote it. I rewrote the rules.
You did.
I do what I want.
Oh, that's great. At least you got some.
Practice?
Yeah, we talking about practice.
But now we're going to talk about some.
Controversy.
So what do we got?
I still got to make a nice like stinger for that one. All we got is a sound drop, but we're going to come back next week and get a stinger for that one. But this week, you know it. It's been heard a lot around the NHL. Mr. Dennis Weidman.
Oh, he got 20 games.
Yeah.
20 games. I only saw it today. I think it was just released today, wasn't it?
Yes. Actually, I think it might have been just a couple hours ago. But
Now, he should be...
let's give everyone a quick overview of what
Okay.
happened.
So what happened is in a game, I can't remember who they were playing, the Calgary Flames. He was on the ice in defensive zone and takes a hit in
Yes.
the boards.
Yep.
It didn't look dirty. It might have been a little dirty, kind of like a behind thing, hit from behind.
The hit that he received?
Yes.
Okay.
So you could tell he kind of got up, like labored a little bit,
Yep.
and skated towards the bench,
Mm-hmm.
right? But as he was headed there, you could see he kind of skates towards the ref. The ref is there, and he kind of like just kind of gives him a bit of a shove.
Yeah,
and knocks him down.
It cross checks him, I think.
Kind of cross checks him. It just kind of looked like a little shove.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like this. Now, like if you hit a ref or do something like that, you should be suspended.
Yes.
Because there's no space for that, and you don't want to give.
You don't want to lay a precedent for stuff that you can do.
Yeah,
you don't want people doing that.
You don't want players hitting refs at all.
You can't do that.
Hurting officials. But this is what I don't like about this. This is in this game. The NHL has been trying to cut down on concussions and head injuries.
Yes.
For so long, and I personally look at this and I'm like, there's no talk about Dennis Weidman possibly having a concussion on the play because the hit was kind of dirty. And he looked like he was kind of out of it. Like he wasn't out of it, but it's one of those things where you take a hit to the head a little bit.
It was kind of keeled over. Yeah.
Yeah, when he got up, but it's not always like that. Even skating to the bench, you're kind of groggy. And you get a concussion, like you're kind of dazed.
Yeah.
It was one of the from my perspective, it might have looked like maybe he was skating towards it. It was in front of the opponent's bench. He might have thought the ref was an opposing player. There's no excuse for hitting a ref.
No.
But it's just one of those things, too, where the NHL's trying to cut down on head injuries. It just looks funny to me. I didn't think he was trying to hit the ref. I don't think he had the intention of doing it. So I don't think he was lying when he said it. He said he had no intention of doing it.
Yeah.
But I think walking into the ref, I don't think he's at fault in the sense that he meant to hurt the ref. I think going into the ref, skating into the ref, he hit the ref, thinking that maybe it was an opposing player.
See,
in front of the bench,
I don't know if they're just like withholding some of the footage because I'm only seeing one angle, and it's kind of hard to tell if you can't see his eyes and you can't really see if his head is tilted, like seeing what's in front of him. His head is up.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a hard call, but I think
But
I don't know. I
head
get the
injuries are
vibe
weird, right?
I get the vibe that he was just kind of fired up and frustrated and not thinking. And
that could have been it too,
and,
right? It could have been a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses for him. Like I want to get that straight. I'm just saying like it didn't look so cut and dry to me when I saw the footage.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at it and
you
I'm
only
like,
see this one clip.
Yeah.
That keeps showing up. Like it's like where the net is, like around there.
He didn't even rush to change. Right? Like usually a player will rush to change. You don't but he got up and was late, like slowly skated and just shoved the ref.
Right. So he got 20 games for that. And do you think I think that's
it's fair. Yeah.
I think that's fine.
It's fair. I just thought there was more to it. Like I didn't think it was just him trying to hurt a referee. I don't think the intention was there, but you got to kind of lay an example. You got to every once in a while, something like that happens, you got to say, as the NHL, you got to say you're not allowed to do anything like that.
Exactly.
Or close to it. You can't hit an official. You can't hurt an official.
And the official's name was Don Henderson. For those,
he's been around for a while.
Don Henderson, and to be suspended for physical abuse of an official in the last 15 days. That's the official release from it.
I can't remember. There was something recently that happened too. I don't know if it was Lucic or it was another player in a scrum, right? And he throws a punch. But kind of like it's almost like one of those. It's not like a hard punch. It's one of those face wash punches, like just trying to put my glove in your face.
Yeah.
Misses buddy's face, like player, and hits the ref right in the face. He never got 20 games.
Oh my god.
He never got 20 games.
You can't do that.
They didn't look into that one.
No.
And that's Lucic. You should have suspended him by.
So we talked about
dirty.
We talked about the Canadians last week, and apparently Price is skating around in
I
a
don't think.
tracksuit.
Honestly, don't even think he's coming back this season. It sucks for my fantasy hockey.
It's hopeless.
But I don't think he's coming back.
You know who did come back?
Who? Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
And he comes back high flying.
Yeah.
Insanity.
The NHL has made some good headlines.
I was watching Leafs Lunch yesterday. Yeah, there's a lot of good headlines this week, but I was watching Leafs Lunch yesterday, and I can't remember.
Not necessarily saying that the controversy was a good headline. It's just big headlines.
Yeah,
As in,
no, that's what
they're
I mean,
getting
like,
a lot of focus this week.
That's what I meant by good.
Yeah.
But I just mean a lot of good things to talk about.
Yeah.
But I was saying, I was watching Leafs Lunch the other day, and I think the predictions they made on there were spot on.
Yeah.
They were saying he's going to come back and score 3 points. He did.
3 points. Yeah.
Last night. And did you see that goal?
Yes, I did. Man, it's almost like everyone was all up in the John Scott fantasy, and then it's like, the NHL is not going to top this year, and then he comes back and he's like, well, now we got this guy again.
Here's the real thing. He missed.
Forgot how good he was.
He's supposed to be the future.
The future.
Here's the funniest thing. Do you think it's possible? He's missed 30-something games. Oh, no. Oh, no. I love that. That's my favorite soundbite. Do you think it's possible for him to still win the Calder Trophy? I think he's far back now. He's like 30 points behind the point. But at this rate, like he scored 3 points last night. He's above a point per game. He's the leading in like points per game percentage of all the rookies. Mm-hmm. But he's only played 13, 14 games.
I think it's possible. I do. But it's gonna. I mean, like,
if he scores more goals like the one he scored last night,
exactly,
he
like,
should win the Calder Trophy. That was all by himself.
The whole point is, like, look who we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was kind of confused as to whether it was like a fantasy or a myth, but then they saw him in the league, and he performs exactly how people are saying.
Yeah. He's just as dominant now as he was when he was in the OHL.
Yeah.
Or
You
any other league that he was in.
know that the Oilers organization did not put him back on the ice until he was tip top.
Oh, definitely. They made sure he was ready. That's why it took him so long.
Did he play full minutes in that game?
I think it was just short. I think he played 16 something.
Okay.
I'm glad that I had that answer for you.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading it earlier. But
Josh got the stats.
so, I like 16 something he played and he still scored 3 points. Like most top forwards will play around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
And he got like he's on the TSN 1v1 already with that goal.
Oh, that goal was amazing.
Yeah, it deserves to be on that.
Split the defense with a toe drag, cuts in and dekes the goalie out of his pants.
And
like,
you can see how patient he is with those. Like, usually you see guys like stiffen up and are like nervous about executing the play. He's so relaxed doing that, man. It's second nature.
See, this is really cool. I like talking about this because there's different styles of players. And people don't see this. Like, people think, like, there's a good NHL player. He's just good because he does everything better than someone else. Yeah. No, but there's different styles of players. Like, when Eric Lindros came to the NHL, he was big and strong.
Yeah.
That's what made him really good. And he had skill.
Scott Stevens.
Right? So, Scott, that's a whole different story. He just hurt people.
Murderer.
He got rid of Eric Lindros.
That was, yeah.
Gretzky was a cerebral player, right? He had all good skills, but he just knew the game really well. Now, what makes Connor McDavid so great is, in comparison to everyone else, he skates so much faster.
Yeah,
like
his footwork
he
is
plays
fantastic.
exactly.
His hands,
he plays the game so fast, like at a speed above everybody else.
Yeah,
that's what made like you couldn't. The defense didn't know what to do on the play. He split the defense because he knew exactly what he was doing before they even knew he was there, and he was just cutting right through the middle of them.
That's a kid who's played since he was like able to walk. Who's played a lot of EA Sports NHL and just always is watching the sport. Like, just he's engaged with it every day of his life. He sees the ice, knows what to do. He sees a certain setup of players, a certain setup of defense, knows how to approach it. Like, that's...
And to think that the Leafs were they were one lottery ball away from getting him.
That's...
It's
just unfortunate. So unfortunate.
Oh, no.
That's the funniest thing, though, too, right? Like, that's a generational talent. I'm willing to say, now I don't know him as much, but I don't think Austin Matthews was the first overall pick this year. He's no Connor McDavid.
No.
That's the craziest thing, right? I don't even think he's a Jack Eichel.
No, you don't?
It's crazy to think that. Like, these two players, Jack Eichel and Connor McDavid, in the same draft year, 1 and 2, if separately they're both first overall picks no matter what. Mm-hmm. But if you had to pick one, that's how good Connor McDavid is.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get completely lost, especially not with hockey fans. But, like, it's easy to get lost when you see him.
What a good draft last year was.
And that's the thing. You don't even see him that much because we haven't seen him that much all year. It's just he was all on that commercial with Messier. And people have been talking about him on all the radio shows, Leafs Lunch.
And he's still a teenager.
Yeah.
There's a big Canadian... like, it's crazy to think about it this way, too. Like, they're saying, like, this year in the NHL, this year's draft might be the first year that, like, a Canadian doesn't get drafted in the top, like, I think it was the 6 or something. Top 6 or 7 players.
Okay.
Like, that's crazy. Like, usually, like, they got all the top picks are Canadian.
And the NBA is doing the exact opposite.
It's like, what are you going to... Yeah, I know, right? No. What are you complaining about, though? Thinking about this right now. Teenage players that got drafted the last couple years.
Yeah,
that are Canadian, first overall. Connor McDavid, Aaron Ekblad. These are two, like, Connor McDavid is going to be the best center in the NHL, best forward in the NHL. I'd say even by next year. Mm-hmm. He's a phenom, and Aaron Ekblad is going to be the best defenseman. I guarantee it.
Right.
In the next couple of years. He's dominant. here's a funny stat to think about. The Florida Panthers are first in the Atlantic Division right now. They have won, I think it's 17 games straight with Aaron Ekblad in the lineup. They've lost 4 in a row. Like, the only ones they've lost were when he was hurt. They lost 4, and then when he came back, they started winning again.
Wow.
That's how much the team relies on Aaron Ekblad.
It's like the...
and he's 19 years old.
The Canadiens with Carey Price.
That never happens with defensemen, too.
Yeah.
19-year-old top-line defenseman getting drafted number 1 overall. That never happens.
For sure. Listen, I want to cover this quickly. We talked a lot of basketball, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Last week?
Mm-hmm. Last week.
And a bit less this week, but...
we didn't talk any this week, you know.
I'm going to bring up one topic that may take us to the end of the show.
Okay.
The Toronto Raptors were on an 11-game winning streak.
Oh, did it end?
It ended. It ended, not the last game they played, but 2 games ago.
Did they win the last game?
Yep.
Okay,
did.
so it was only a 1-game losing streak.
So, yeah. So they lost to...
I'll take that that ratio.
How it went was they
11-1.
lost their streak to the Denver Nuggets, no less. So, the Denver Nuggets have, I think, produced a lot of upsets this year.
They're one of those sleeper teams. I think
they'll never... I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs, but they'll never win a championship anytime soon. It's just they poke and pry and get wins when they shouldn't.
What it is, I think this is a team mentality thing, like going into a game being like, we're playing the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Like, you take them lightly and then they surprise you.
I think Kenneth Faried dunks in your face.
Yeah, in your face.
Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are going to the All-Star game, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And
DeRozan's having a great year this year too.
Yes, he is. And
I think he's top. I think he's in is top 5 or 6 of average points per game.
He's scoring a lot. He's always, I think he's number 2 with free throws made. He's right behind James Harden. He gets to the line a lot, and him and Lowry are just a fantastic backcourt. They're fun to watch.
That's set up there now. Do you see one of them going anywhere? I know Lowry's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No,
he was re-signed already. But do you see DeMar DeRozan going anywhere anytime soon?
No, I think they're too tight. I really do. Now, it could be just me being hopeful, but I think they're
fingers crossed.
And that's a big part of the team. The backcourt is a big part of that team. They're 2 guards.
If the Raptors add
Kevin Durant,
a superstar, that's what I was gonna say. If they somehow were to add a superstar, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a championship team to me.
There's been talks of Kevin Durant's free agency throughout the week.
Has it been heating up a little bit?
And someone said there might be interest in him in Golden State.
Oh, come on!
And I'm like, you don't need that.
Who would he supplant there?
I don't know, but like, can they afford that? I don't think so.
That wouldn't be fair.
No.
Does basketball have a cap?
I said that with a tear in my eye.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, he's not going there.
Then they have like the top 2 players in the NBA.
And a good point was raised on the Jalen and Jacoby program on ESPN. They're most likely going to face each other in the playoffs. They haven't faced each other yet in the playoffs recently, and they're most likely. It's projected. You can easily see them facing off against each other in the Western Conference Finals, and right after a tough series where you're like playing your absolute hardest against the best team in the league, there's going to be a bit of bump and grind
and a resentment,
and like you're gonna, exactly. You're gonna kind of resent them and like have bad memories. So you're not gonna join that club right away.
I hope not.
I don't
want to see that. I don't want to. I don't like that. I want to see more competitiveness.
I remain with my initial prediction that he's going to stay in OKC because he's really good with Westbrook. Obviously, he wants to win a championship, and they're a good team right now. Got a good core. He's been there a while, and like he gets really offended when people ask him like, "Where are you going, Kevin?"
He wants to keep it down on the DL. I'm just gonna go with the bold prediction. Say he's gonna go to Toronto, just because I can't put it past MLSE with how they have done with the Leafs, and with Toronto FC bringing in star players that have just been great for both of them. And I don't say it like with the Maple Leafs, not necessarily star players, but star GMs and star coaches starting off a bit slower.
Yeah.
But Toronto FC, like, they brought in Sebastian Giovinco, and he's the best player in the MLS.
Yeah, league MVP, right?
Yeah,
he won the league MVP,
and he's still in his prime.
Yeah,
he's still in his prime years. Like I don't see him going anywhere. And like they've done that. I don't put it past MLSC to now do the same. There's something going on with the management there they've had such a big change.
Yeah.
That they're now able to convince big name people to come to their team.
And they have pull, and they own the Raptors, correct?
Yeah.
And you can see the difference with the rebranding of the Raptors this year with the cool basketball claw logo and the Drake outfits with his what is it he calls his brand? OVO, I think. OVO with the gold on the Raptors uniform looks amazing.
Yeah.
At first I was a bit sketchy about it, but it looks sick.
Yeah.
And they always do well when Drake's in the building.
Drake's done nothing but good things for the Raptors.
And
whether you like him or hate him.
Like he's made the Raps like a hip hop sort of team,
very relevant,
just
right? In pop culture.
Team. Yeah, pop culture team. And it's cool to see. Props on Drake, man. We gotta play some Drake. We gotta dig up some old Drake tracks and play them on the show.
We'll do that next week.
Something we gotta talk about next week. We have to make an effort to dig up a story because we said this in the first show.
And if we forget in the first half of next week, you tweet us.
Tweet us at Clubhouse CHMR.
Tell us that we're forgetting.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
But what I'm saying to us as a challenge, we need to talk about a lacrosse story next at some point. The season has started, and we gotta just chat about it at some point.
One last question before we leave, guys.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Oh yes.
Carolina Panthers.
The Panthers. Killer Cam is going to come out on top, and he's going to give all footballs away to kids.
And we'll see what happens.
We'll see what
They're
happens.
just too good on both sides of the ball.
So listen, folks, enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see you same time next week. See you later, people.
Bye.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Jesus loves the world. Bingo game is ready to roll. Take me to the dance. Kick up your heels. It happened. It happened.